Welcome back, folks, to the Director's Garage. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and first I want to give you all a shout-out for the condolences you sent my way. It was great to see this community reach out. It has been a difficult week. I lost my father, and I've been spending a lot of time between LA and Palm Springs taking care of things, and I appreciate everyone's patience during this time. We'll eventually get back to regular shows and regular intervals. Now, I did send out all of the winter headphones, so congratulations to you all. One of them's going all the way to England. Couldn't win around the corner, could you? So that's out there. It's going to take some time to get there because I did send it snail mail because we're all about saving costs, okay? Now, the packages are on their way, so congrats again. And for those who didn't score a pair of headphones, there is more ahead. Just stay with this channel. Now, I was going to focus this episode on this headphone right here. This is the John Masseria edition of the Hifiman R7 something or other, R2D2, whatever the hell it is. But I haven't had much time for evaluation. In fact, my ability to evaluate anything has been completely gone for the last week or so. So I'm putting this on the back burner. We'll get back to this. It'll probably be in the next episode, whenever that is. And instead, I'm bumping up a Flagship open back. It's something in this box right here. It's a headphone that I have really, really, really wanted for a very long time, and I'm finally going to get a chance to hear it. The right deal popped up and I scored this pair, and without further ado, let's just dig into this thing. Now, I already know what's in this box, but I'm still super excited. And this actually got lost for a day in shipping. It got delivered to the wrong address. UPS case was started for this thing. It was a mess. There was a period of time when I had no idea if it was going to be found and if it was going to turn up at all. And I was like prepared to have UPS just say, hey, we'll give you some money for it. So yeah, this box has been on one hell of an adventure. And let's just see if it has any more adventures to show us today. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And by the way, yeah, I did stab myself with the knife. Ow! And plastic. And we got, oh my God, we got ourselves another Audeze headphone. It's another fine product from Audeze. What do you think it is? Let's dig in. And my goodness, folks, look what we got here. Look what we got here. We got ourselves an Audeze LCD-4. Yes, folks, the Audeze LCD-4. And oh my, what a headphone this is. Now, I have been super eager to hear these, and boy, these things need a good Smitty's glass wax going over. They're a little dull. But I am so eager to hear this. I can't stand it. Now, I took your all advice, and I actually opted for the OG edition, not the updated Z design. Now, the original owner put this thicker, wider leather piece underneath the Audeze carbon fiber strap, and I happened to I wanted kind of the true experience, so I did go ahead and buy one of these original headbands. You can buy them from Audeze, but I think for now I'm going to leave this on. I don't think that the strap here is going to change the sound in any meaningful way on the headphone. It doesn't seem likely, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this wider strap on. Just know that in the future I'm probably going to swap it to a standard headband just to keep it stock, and I think they're probably worth a little more that way. But I will clean these up a little while we talk about them. So I want to talk about, why the LCD-4? Well, my collection of Audeze headphones it's pretty impressive at this point. I have the LCD-5, I have the Carbon, I have the LCD-XC closed edition. The LCD-4 is one of these legendary headphones, though. And you see I'm just dropping some Smitty's glass wax on this. It's going to pull all the fingerprints right off of this. You just use a real thin coat of this and let it dry a little bit, and then you take a polishing cloth like this and you just go over. This is what I'm talking about, the Smitty's glass wax. I put this a link in the description if you're ever interested. It's very cheap stuff, but man, it works a miracle on putting a shine back on things. Just do a little light rubbing on this, and all of those nasty little fingerprints that were all over this thing are gone. And I think I'm going to do the same on the cups because these are a little bit dull. I've seen these look much better. So I'll just put a little of the glass wax on there. Go around the headband a little bit. And this just takes a drop or two. Just put a little glass wax on the cups. Get that wood shined up. It'll look really nice. And if this doesn't work, I can always opt for, some sort of little very fine abrasive wet sand. It just looks like these are a little dulled over just from use. I'm not upset about it or anything. But here, we'll see what it does, what the Smitty's does. It cleans them up at least, but it doesn't quite bring the shine back to them. And I know these things had a nice gloss on them when they came from the factory. So maybe in the future we'll be doing a little maintenance, a rehab work on these. But man, I'm telling you though, the chrome, look how clean this chrome is. It's had fingerprints all embedded on it, and now it's just like a brand new piece of chrome. So I'm going to wire these up, and I think it's time to go into a director's garage sound impression. What do you think? Sound impression. So putting these on for the first time, and they're comfortable, but man, they're a little on the weighty side. They're even weightier than this ZMF Atrium back here for sure. Really interesting. Now, these things have some allegedly legendary bass, and I'm kind of interested in hearing if these things can live in that same conversation as the Abyss 1266. So I'm eagerly anticipating what it is we're going to hear. All right, so I'm going to start this off with Learning to Crawl and My City Was Gone. Great bass track. I should get a lot of this. Get a lot out of this. Oh yeah, they got sub bass right off the bat. Now I'm not running any special voltage on the Ferrum stack. I'll have to play with that and come back with a more in-depth review. Oh, these sound beautiful. Wow, what a wide sound stage. This is the same wide sound stage as the Atrium. It's slightly different though. It sounds like it starts out wider. The Atrium starts out close, and as the decay happens, it expands out. Gives you this wild spatial effect. This one's more wide to begin with. But the soundstage is grabbing me up, and the sub bass. The first thing I notice is the soundstage. The next thing I notice is the sub bass, and it's there. This thing's got some fury down low. Man, Chrissy Hine, just, what a singer. I'm gonna crank it a little bit. Oh, there's a nice snap to everything. I don't see these as bright. These seem like they have just about the right amount of treble. This is a really good headphone. I mean, it should be. This is a $4,000 headphone even now. Good call, guys, on the getting the OG version. I'm not sorry about this at all. These sound fantastic. See, this makes me want to go for some Cannonball Adderley. Hear that bassy Autumn Leaves track. Let's do it. It's Cannonball Adderley. DSD-64 version of something else. Miles Davis on trumpet. Art Blakey. Oh. This is world class. There's no question. This is world class right here. This would be interesting to check out next to the LCD-5 because the LCD-5 has a little more speed, but it doesn't have this bass. This bass is all there on this headphone. Just a weighty headphone. These will tire your head out, I think, after a while. Ah, but they're quiet, like these quiet little horn sections in here. It's a lot of nuance happening. These things are impressively fast, though. I mean, you're getting great detail. You're getting great bass. A beautiful treble. The treble's not harsh at all. Like, I can't make these things hurt, which is good. There's a great image. Miles locked in, 10 o'clock. Piano's kind of filling in the... And then the drums are out here at 3. Bass is down here. 5 o'clock. Ah, and here comes the sax. Sax has got something to say. Ah, this is beautiful. You hear the breath on the sax. This is gorgeous. This is so good. All right, let's go to some prog. Let's go to some Crime of the Century Supertramp. I'm gonna listen to School. It's got that bass in it. So notice I'm focusing on bass right now. Go to about a minute in or so when things start kicking. There's a lot of stuff happening. Ooh, interesting. They're a little veiled. There's a little bit of darkness to the bass. It's interesting. It shares a lot in common with the Atrium, actually. These share a lot of the feel of the Atrium, too. This is a very Atrium-like sound experience, I gotta be honest. A little faster, though, and maybe a little more crispness in the treble area. But it's not a hard treble at all, or a harsh treble at all. I'm very impressed with the treble on this. I've heard this song get painfully bright on the wrong headphone. I'm talking about Supertramp School on Crime of the Century. It's like the speed's there, but they're not tuned to open up on the top end all that much. It's very nice. Yeah, I can see why people rave and continue to rave to this day about this headphone. This goes straight into the Mega Shootout. These will stand toe-to-toe with anything out there. No question. But the best comparison is here. Right here with the Atrium. Lighter headphone. Better build. But boy, the bass. This has the bass that I had to really work to try and find on this headphone. No wonder you talk about these in the same breath as the Utopia, the Abyss 1266 Phi TC, and the Susvara. There's no reason you wouldn't include them in that same breath. These are a great world-class headphone, no question. Like every little cymbal hit, just special and distinct. These are great. These are great. Let's go find some more tracks. Oh, let's go to Hotel California off of Hell Freezes Over. Now there's something. Boy, you talk about bass impact. Here's a song that's going to light these things up. Oh, yeah, next level. These sound at least as good as the Susvara. At least as good as the Susvara. What a Mega Shootout this is going to be. Oh! The bass drum just kicked. It's slam and impact and bottom end. No bloom, just solid. Oh, this is awesome. What a great headphone. These are rocking my world. I love these headphones. I do. I love these headphones. These are fantastic, folks. I'll be listening to these for a while. Detail on the strings up top, but not bright in the least. It's a little bit of a darkness or veil to the treble, but it's needed. They could have made this headphone tune bright. Just if they tried to eke a little more out of the treble, these would be right over that edge. You'd be miserable with these headphones. These are tuned to perfection. Okay, I'm going to go to some hallowed ground here. I'm going to go to A Day in the Life, the remix, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's got some of the best toms in the business ever recorded. Yeah, this is a 7-year-old headphone now, this design. This came out in 2015. It's a long time for a headphone. To still sound this good? Transformative. It's just so big. These would be great for classical. Yeah, Ringo's bass drum fills are so solid and they're so interesting. It's some of the best recorded drums ever on a song. Transformative. I'm not going to go all the way through this next section. Okay. Wow, what an experience. I'm going to stop it right here. Here's what I think. Extremely relevant headphone in today's conversation for best headphones of all time. I'm saying that right out of the gate, and I haven't even spent a lot of time. I just put these on and didn't set these up. I threw them on 24 volts, just standard setup on the Faramore stack, and these things just behaved amazingly. One of the best headphone experiences I've ever had, bar none. These live in their own right. They have a place in the world as they are. So kudos to Audeze. Let's start there. To have a headphone that is 7 years old and still in conversation for the best headphone around, what does that say? I like these better than the LCD-4 just out of the gate. I haven't spent a lot of time with them, clearly. I spent a couple minutes with them. But I like the tonality of these better. I think these are more interesting sounding. These deliver a more emotional reaction from me, clearly. I think they're fantastic. I still think these, they're heavy. They're heavy. These are a chunky monkey. But, man, I mean, the fit and feel is good. I can see where Audeze's done some refining to their headband situation since these came out. I can see where they probably polished things up a little bit more. The fit and the finish in that, and there's no question that the Z versions do look a little cleaner and they seem to be built a little better. But yeah, these are in the conversation for best headphones I've ever heard. No question. Wow, right to the top of the charts. These things are spectacular. They get so much right. The bass is right. The treble is nuanced and detailed, but not overpowering. Mid-range, fantastic. Gorgeous job on vocals. I heard several vocals in there. Just fantastic. Imaging, great. Soundstage, excellent. Dynamics, man, these things, the tom hits coming out of A Day in the Life were just spectacular. They were amazing stuff. So this is a journey I've always wanted to take, and I finally found the excuse to take it. This is an iconic headphone, and it's got legendary street cred. I'm happy to add this one to the headphone locker, and I don't know how I'd ever let this go. Just from this first listen, and there's a long way to go on this as far as experimenting and what it is we might be able to find in these as I change the amplification and change the numbers and the voltage going into these things. There may be even more out there for these to deliver on. Who knows? So that's going to be a fun little ride right there. So next up, I am going to get back to this John Masseria edition ER7DX, whatever the hell it is. But it's the special edition from John Masseria. it's a headphone that impressed me for just a few $100s out of the gate, and I'm eager to get back to this and do a more in-depth analysis. But boy, it's going to be hard to tear me away from these LCD-4s. What an amazing, amazing headphone and little first listen I had today. That's a great way to come back strong on the Director's Garage after a little bit of an absence. So I want to thank you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of this action that's coming up. I do appreciate you guys. Thanks again for all the support. I mean it. It's meant a lot to me. And I will see you before you know it.